me which song you're going to play first?
I'm gonna play "Leave Me Alone, I'm Drinking" first.
Can you tell me about that song?
Yeah. So it's a purely fictional story, but I wanted to write like a drinking song, but then everybody in country music's got like a cheating song. I don't write cheating songs, which is a line in the song. And the idea is like this character, this guy that is drinking, the "Leave Me Alone, I'm Drinking," the guy that wants to be left alone. He is like he is sitting at a bar and he's there to see the band. He wants to hear a country band. He's got a drink, and there's somebody like yapping in his ear, and he's like, "Please leave me alone. Like I'm not taking you home. I'm not buying you a drink. Like I want, it's like one of those, like, he's kind of being sarcastic, like, is your boo close at hand? Is he a fighting man? Because I'm not interested." Like the lyrics are sort of to like kind of to indicate that the party involved is just flat from the beginning, not interested. And I wrote it like kind of as a challenge to myself to like, well, I wanted to write, not to be a checklist songwriter, but are we recording? Okay, cool. Sorry, sometimes I yap when I'm on the radio. I like start talking, and then the guy, I've had interviews where like I blew all the cool fun stories before the show even started.
Oh, we're rolling, bud.
Okay, cool. So I was like, not to be a checklist guy, but I was like, dude, I don't have that song yet, and I wanted to write another honky tonk tune, like another dancing tune. And so I started to like think about like what I hadn't done yet and like what I hadn't sung about yet, and I was like, okay, well, I want to write more tall tales, and I want to, so like let me write a song. Like I'll write a cheating song that's not a cheating song. It's like an anti-cheating song. It's kind of the opposite. And the whole, and nobody has to get offended. I don't have to call anybody out. But it's just like a hey, like, leave me alone. I'm drinking. Like, I don't want to do this right now. Like you're yelling at me over the band. Like I don't, and there's truth in that. Like I've had conversations with people at venues and they're yelling at me over the band.
Right.
And so I just kind of like, I took pieces of real life, and I kind of like put them together to sort of make a, sometimes the true stories are tall tales and sometimes the tall tales are true stories. You just kind of like, I kind of mixed it together. It is the first single that I recorded with my band, The Boys. It is the first single that I recorded with my wonderful girlfriend, who is also my producer now, Rinas Music. It's supposed to mark like a pivot point for me, for my sound, and for just what to expect from Bozo. Also it's one that like my fans that were coming to my show were asking for. They were saying, when can I stream that? I don't know. I haven't recorded it yet. Okay, well, I guess I should record that one first because that's the one people are asking about.
I really love the first line in the song. The will you take
off your wedding ring before you talk to me.
Right.
Everything that I don't need.
I love that.
That is a reference to a story that I read about how they wrote Lion Eyes, how the Eagles wrote Lion Eyes. They were in a restaurant. The two guys that wrote it were Glenn Fry and somebody else. They were like in a restaurant, and they saw like a beautiful young woman and this really old man. And one of them remarked something along the lines of, "Do you have any shame?" or something like that. And so Lion Eyes came from like an event. What would I say in that sort of? What would I say to a person that came up to me and was wearing a wedding ring and was trying to hit on me? And so I just started to like build a song together, and I wanted it to be something that you could dance to, but I sort of seek the alternative side of country. I want it to sound classic. I don't want it to be about classic things. So I want to be purposeful in the things that I write about, and I want it to feel genuine. And I want, there's tons of songs nowadays on that topic. And so I was I want to be a little different. I want my classic sounding country song to be about something a little bit different. And there's a little bit of Waylon in there. There's a lot of Johnny Paycheck in that one. Well, that's who I had in my ear when I started to write the song. It's very similar. So one of the things that I did was Slide Off Your Satin Sheets by Johnny Paycheck has a round. It comes around and then it stops, and then it comes around and it stops. And I hadn't written something like that where the chord progression led to a point. And so if you're hearing it and you're like, this sounds like Slide Off Your Satin Sheets by Johnny Paycheck. Yes, that I was sort of referencing that. I had that idea in my head as something that the old greats, that's something I do when I songwrite, is I look for things that, there's a guitar player named Johnny Marr from the Smiths. He said that he developed his sound, his iconic, the iconic sound of indie that everybody tries to copy, that's his, is him trying to play like people that he liked and making broad inferences about what they were doing and making assumptions and doing it wrong. So, I that's kind of, if you're, what do I apply to country music when I'm trying to write a song? That's sort of what I'm thinking about is, what can I do that the greats were doing? Like, what can I assume about what they were doing? What can I do differently? What can I do wrong? And how can I make that my sound?
I do. I love it, actually. I love your explanation. I love all that. Honestly, I love that you put so much thought and you research and you have so much respect for the sound. Because I think the first time I listened to that song, it does have a classic feel, but then some of your lyrics are very modern. So it's kind of awesome, bro, especially if you're a guy like me who grew up on classic country. I mean, I love everything country music, from Bob Wills to, Florida Georgia Line. They're like the Nickelback of country music,
Florida
right?
Georgia Line was my first concert at the Houston Rodeo.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Like, years and years and years.
Definitely years ago.
So long ago that I actually forgot that I'd been to the rodeo before. That's how long ago it was.
That's awesome. Yeah, they were dope back in the day, honestly, and they'll be like they'll be the country music Nickelback in 20 years or 15 years. They'll come back and
not the Florida Georgia Line revision.
Oh, we'll be paying like $10,000 for a ticket. It'll be crazy.
Let me get into this. You mind if I play it? Can I?
Yeah, I would love to. Let's quit talking about Florida Georgia Line.
So this is Leave Me Alone, I'm Drinking. Take off your wedding ring before you talk to me like you're everything that I don't need. Just here to see the band. Got a cold beer in my hand, but that fact ain't stopping you. Darling, read the room, 'cause that diamond on your hand could damn well pay my rent or buy me a new guitar or make me a movie star. Take off your wedding ring before you talk to me like you're everything that I don't need. Is your boo close at hand? Tell me, darling, is he a fighting man? 'Cause I sure ain't interested in what you're peddling. 'Cause that good woman now will leave me crying alone. And I don't write cheating songs. Think take off your wedding ring before you talk to me like you're everything that I don't need. There's usually a solo there, and then the band goes boom, ba-da-ba-ba. So I grew up in Clear Lake. I'm actually third generation to Clear Lake. My dad works at NASA.
Nice.
My dad's uncle was in mission control for the entirety of the Apollo project. They are from, population blink and you'll miss it, Zwolle, Louisiana. I mean, I kind of grew up, like that was vacation, summer breaks, go to Louisiana. Mom is from Natchitoches. They moved here so my dad could work at the space program. I was born in Clear Lake, so I'm like the third generation of the family to live in Clear Lake. My dad is adopted out of New Orleans. Mom is a Army Air Force brat. So I've been playing music since I was like 12. I'm a band kid, so the spaces that I learned music in actually looked down on country music. And so it wasn't until later in life, when I was in my last year of my music minor, which started as a music education degree, I had a history of American popular music class, and it was the first time that somebody that like had a degree and was talking about music said anything positive about country music. And it really, like, I was like 25, and I'd had to hide it. You know, I had to hide liking country music. It was like, oh yeah, like, well, I like Johnny Cash, you know. But in high school, I was really into Billy Currington, but I sort of didn't let on. My dad tells the story, like, my dad would bring his CDs on road trips, because we would road trip all the time, and like he would say, like, the kids don't like my guitar music. Now I know his guitar music was the Eagles. He like Stevie Ray Vaughan, Clint Black, Garth Brooks. Like, those CDs were under my nose for years. Pearl Jam, the first Pearl Jam CD just in my house, which I found because my girlfriend was like got me into listening to CDs and physical media, and I was like, oh my god, wait, we have cool music at the house, and I just like wasn't into it, and it's because the people like around me, and not to disparage them, because a lot of people in my career have taught me a lot of things, but you would talk about the music you're into, and say, oh well, I like everything except country, and then right. And then I was in a rebellious phase when I was starting this, and then as it became increasingly clear to me that my voice was country, that what I was, and I don't mean like my singing voice, I mean like my voice, like what I had to say, like what, it became increasingly obvious that when I sang, it was hard to work around the accent that all Texans have. There's kind of and you know, you slip in and out of it, at least I do.
You get a few more beers in, it gets a little thicker, you slow it down, you drag it out.
Mama's always telling me, you need to slow down. Mama, I don't talk slow. I ramble.
Slow it down and drag it out. Yeah.
It's so it just came increasingly clear, and and then the guy that became my drummer, I played at a show, and I was sort of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He's like, dude, you need to commit to one thing or the other. And so I was like, okay, like let's do country music. And then me and Ryan have like Ryan is here. Ryan and I like sometimes write songs together, and sometimes that's a big argument about one line, and sometimes it is like a text back and forth, and it's a paragraph, and I'm like, and it's like a paragraph, like we're like, I need the emotional ambulance, and he's like, you know, tough loving me, and then the paragraph gets right into the song. You know, there's a couple like that. Marina and I nonstop talk songwriting. We'll probably talk songwriting on the way home. We were talking songwriting on the way here. The drive, she lives out in Alvin. The drive from Alvin, she's more country than I am, man. So it's Liverpool. The house that she grew up in backed up to Nolan Ryan's
That's so awesome. I literally, when you said that, I was like, is she Nolan Ryan's neighbor?
Yeah, she grew up learning to play guitar.
I play guitar to cows.
That's amazing.
She's more country than I am. So
does he still live out there?
No, his sons do.
Oh, that's cool.
So there's the drive from Alvin to Galveston. There's nothing. Every time we drive from Alvin to Galveston, we go pretty frequently to go to the beach. We talk country music. We're just not country music, just music, like good music.
Yeah.
That's what makes her such a good producer. She has good taste. Like, okay, take away whatever preconceived notions you have about the genre. Is this a good song? Does it make sense? Does it have to make sense? There's country songs that don't make sense.
Yeah. I love that you brought up Billy Currington too. I was actually listening to him earlier this morning, and he's such like a Clear Lake vibe, right? The first time I met him, he was barefoot. I think he was wearing pink board shorts.
Yep.
You know,
that sounds better. That sounds like chemo on a Friday night.
Yeah. But that, I mean, you know, I love how eclectic all these different things, you know, like maybe most people wouldn't listen to him, but as a country music fan, you know, all these different types of music, it's cool to see that they are still resonating with people that are, you know, making music today, like you, and you're reaching for inspiration from those folks, you know. And I love the fact too that you're going back to old, you know, physical music. You know, it's sound. I was talking to my buddy Logan the other day, and I was like, dude, second to live music, listening to music on a vinyl record is the best way to experience music.
Turnpike Troubadours, Diamond and Gasoline.
Yeah.
On CD. I'm going to wear it out, dude. She took me to Waterloo Music. Me and Ryan and Marina all went to Waterloo Music, and I made them hunt for me. I had like a list. I was like, these are CDs I'm looking for. And they had copies of Diamonds and Gasoline. Man, it sounds so much better on CD than it does on Spotify and Apple Music.
The bad thing is I actually don't own a CD player anymore, so...
Thank God I've got one in my car. There's actually 2 backup CD players in my house.
You're serious about it. I have backup CD player. I take that back. I do have one in my kitchen. I have a radio that's mounted under my cabinet, and it has a CD player on it that I probably have never opened.
Honestly, I'm an albums guy.
Yeah.
I'm a Pink Floyd fan. You know, you can't just hit shuffle on a Pink Floyd album. You have to start it at the beginning.
It's so crazy because a lot of the questions that I had prepared for today's interview, I feel like you kind of are. We've talked about that. Nick Russo is our music director here at the Bull at KILT. Nick, this is the Amazing Bozo. His real name is.
Shh. Bleep that out. No government names, please.
This is his girlfriend and producer, Rinas.
Hey, Rinas. Nice to meet you, Nick. Pleasure.
And this is his buddy, Ryan.
This is corporate.
They call him corporate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta have one of those.
I technically independent. Everything's run in house. The team is my band, and then Marina and Ryan, and then my drummer's girlfriend, and that's kind of like what we've got. And everything is in house. Everything is like independent, the way it should be. I think, you know, like, and then I make the TikToks and post all that. Oh God, I don't want to be a social. Johnny Cash never had to make a TikTok, man.
But what if he did?
Oh, like what? You know, like sometimes like I'm listening to like old music, and I'm like, dude, if these guys had to promote like the way that like you have to do to be successful and make TikToks, I don't reckon that Johnny Cash would make a single TikTok. I don't think that he would care. I think that if you explained like.
But wouldn't it have been so awesome to see all that outlaw shit, all the shit like if Elvis had camera guys following him the whole time and we had video of his life, you know?
Just to be a fly on
George
the wall.
Jones, like, can you imagine following that guy around for a night or two?
Waylon's tour bus.
Like, yeah. I mean, that it would be cool.
If these walls could talk.
Hey. And now we have AI, so we can recreate it.
I'm not an AI guy, man.
What?
I
love AI.
No, I'm anti-AI.
You're from a NASA family and against AI?
Not to be a mega nerd, the AI are not trained with Asimov's 3 laws of robotics, basically state that like a robot cannot do an action that would harm a human being. The second law is something along the lines of a robot cannot through inaction bring harm to itself or a human being. And the third is that like a robot can't disobey human beings or something like that. And so the
GPT disobeys me all the time.
Yeah.
Never does anything.
So they're
I
not
ask.
trained with the 3 laws in mind. So I don't support them because they're inherently unethical. Because if they were to get smart enough, they could take over the world and do bad things to us. So and I also don't like that people use them to make art. I think bad art or unskilled art is better than like computer generated art. I'm cool with you using AI to like find cancer cells or like use an AI to train a robot to like clean nuclear reactors. Cool with that. But when it comes to like art and stuff, like the AI generated music especially, like it really rubs me the wrong way because I know. Oh, okay. The thing that really rubs me the wrong way is people that sell that streaming service stuff that you can pay them to use AI to run your numbers up on Spotify or to buy you followers on Instagram and stuff. And you can get sniped by Spotify for that happening to you, not knowing what you're reading, just in their service agreements, just like, oh, like, this is a promotional service. I'll pay for this and get my music out to people. And you don't actually get your music out to people. They're like faking numbers for you. And then Spotify zaps your art off of Spotify, no questions asked.
Well, it's kind of cheating.
Yeah, it is cheating.
I love the passion.
Right?
Yeah, it's like I hadn't thought of that perspective at all.
I just and I don't.
I'm with you. I hate AI also.
Did I win you around?
Well, no, I was already against it. Like I won't really mess with ChatGPT or any of that stuff. I will just to mess around every now and then. Like Gronk on Twitter to me is kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, that one has a mind of its own. But Grok has a pass right now because it's like in its like teenage rebellious, and it's like interesting to look at, and to see what it's doing. But the image generation stuff, it's copying other people's work, and
that's all they're doing with the music. When they write a song, they just basically homogenize sounds and melodies and words and catchphrases and then rhyme them together into this sort of... Because music's just a mathematical equation.
I mean, but AI is like an 18-month-old baby right now. It's still shitting itself in diapers, guys. You're beating it.
Yeah, that's my problem.
That's the problem. It's shitting itself in diapers.
We've got to get there, dude. We
don't want it to get there. Like, there's no need for that. Because we're already a cyborg, we can consider like...
But
have you seen a Waymo before?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so Waymos are driverless Ubers.
They're everywhere. They're already here in Houston, too.
That's somebody... I don't know if you've driven down Fannin recently or Main Street.
Downtown?
There's a lot of people without jobs sitting around. That Waymo, you could say, hey, like, you want a job? Okay, drive this car for me.
You don't have to drive it. You just have to oversee it from the driver's seat.
Even that, but like taking a human being away from like a job that like a human being like is no like stress or bad to a human being, I think is like a bad thing. I think that like when we look at people that need jobs and need help, like I'm always like, okay, well, my Uber driver, like we don't need to take the jobs away from the Uber drivers.
I'm with you on that too.
Unless we're building trains. I'm a big trains guy. I like trains.
So my whole theory on the automatic driving though, if you had all cars automatic driving, you're basically on a train. Like, so just everyone's in ding, get in line, like you take away autonomy. Like it's also a backward step. In
well.
Same.
Yes. I read a lot of science fiction. I'm also reading No Country for Old Men right now. I don't know if anybody here has seen the book.
I've seen the movie.
Okay, the book is crazy.
Have you seen the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the movie's great.
The movie's crazy. Woody Harrelson's character in the movie, the guy from Houston with the big cowboy hat. Okay, Woody Harrelson does not play that part because the casting director was like, I want Woody Harrelson in this part. Woody Harrelson plays that part because Cormac McCarthy wrote a character in the book that is essentially just Woody Harrelson. When you read it in the book, I'm like, okay, like McConaughey could maybe do it, but McConaughey and Harrelson are a little different. You read the book and you're like, Woody Harrelson is the only person that could do this. I just picked that one up too. I was like, oh, like I should read a Western. Yeah.
You seen American Primeval?
Not yet. Is it good?
Yeah, it's gory. Might have to watch by yourself.
Which was the one where they hacked the dude in half in that cave?
Oh yeah, Bone
Tomahawk.
Have you seen that one?
No.
That was crazy.
I was watching Godless.
Yeah.
You heard of Godless?
Yeah, I've seen
that
it.
one's good. I haven't finished it yet, no spoilers. But that's the one where all of the men go down to the mine. Like the third week, they have the mine and it collapses, and so the town is run by women, and like the sheriff is like a little boy and a blind man. I like things with cool concepts. I'm writing a murder
What
book.
about Severance?
No, I haven't really watched Severance yet.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's weird.
Did you watch Dope Thief?
No, I'm on Ted Lasso right now.
Oh, I like Dope Thief. I thought Dope Thief.
We
was...
watched Ted Lasso on a plane back
Dude,
from
it's
Maine.
so fucking good.
It's
dude.
yeah.
God, I cry every episode.
Yeah.
Like I'm only in the middle of season 2, but like it's just so pure. It's so pure. I'm like I am Ted Lasso in my head. Like I'm like
I'm more of a Roy Kent. As an educator, I want to be Ted Lasso, but you can only have so many Ted Lassos on your team. I'm more of a Roy Kent as an educator, which has its kit. Can I play a song? Sorry, we've been yapping.
I would love for Nick to actually hear you play one.
Sorry, I just gave it to you.
I was gonna do it anyway. Mama gave me a big speech before I walked out the door. She said, "Finish your stories. You never finish any of your stories." I'm like, we trained that. We were out in Hawthorne, Texas, at like property that he had. Oh, you're gonna be on the radio. They're like, okay, well, we're gonna. Oh, I almost said it. We're gonna quiz you and stuff. And they looked up questions, and I started to talk. And then Ryan goes, "I'm gonna make a sound every time you say the word like." So every time I say, he would go, "Oh no, I say it way too much." Okay, what do I should play the new single. There's like 7 other songs I want to play for you, but I'm gonna play the new single. Not that I don't want to play the single. I have a bunch of music that I'd like to share. I whipped all my red flags and I asked her how's her night. And I asked her where's she going, is she leaving here tonight? She told me she don't know, but she said I look like fun. But she ain't been known to hang around with any or anyone. She don't think that I should smoke, but she'll kiss me by the car. She won't let me buy her drinks, but we're laughing by the bar. And I don't go to church, but she don't care. She'd follow me anywhere. So kill all the lights, break up all the fights, and send all the sad boys home. I just wanna dance. Baby, give me just one chance. I'll sing you a song I wrote. Baby, hop up in my ride. I'm making for that county line. I wanna see the stars. Oh, good Lord, woman. Good Lord, woman. She don't pay no cover, 'cause they know she's with the band. Her name is on the bill, and your money's in her hand. She's always been mighty sweet, but you don't know her real name. She told me once a secret that I carried to my grave. You'll sit there and wonder why she's hanging off my arm. 'Cause you showed up with 10 roses, not a single ounce of charm. And her mama think I cuss too much. She tell you I'm quite enough. So kill all the lights, break up all the fights, and send all the sad boys home. wanna dance. Baby, give me just one chance. I'll sing you a song I wrote. Baby, hop up in my ride. I'm making for that county line. I wanna see the stars. Oh, good Lord, woman. Good Lord, woman. Kill all the lights, break up all the fights, and send all the sad boys home. 'Cause I just wanna dance. Baby, give me just one chance. I'll sing you a song I wrote. Baby, hop up in my ride. I'm making for that county line. I wanna see the stars. Whoa, good Lord, woman. Good Lord, woman. Good Lord, woman. Good Lord, woman. Dude, I want to play you more. I know you said it like 2. I want to play you more. Is that okay?
Yeah, man.
Okay, cool.
Fuck.
What should I play? All right, I got a song about a bender that I went on. I got a song about falling in love with places. I've got songs about being broke. I've got songs about... I like benders. Okay. Which one? We've got Prodigal Brother, which is my most popular song on.
Is that the one with 25,000?
That's the album. The album's got 25,000. Don't ask me to play the Ballad of the Urban Cowboy, the song. I have trouble remembering the lyrics. I've done it like 3 times live. I had a viral moment with that Broody Brothers song. I got some lifestyle content out. It's me, more cowboy than you. You know that song? Okay. When they dropped that, I made a video about urban cowboy and like people telling me I wasn't country, and I was like, do you know what the word urban cowboy is? So I made a video, and like that directed like a lot of people to my music, and it ticked me over. But yeah, I've got the Ballad of the Urban Cowboy. I got 25K streams. It's I did it with this guy that owns a deli. And we did it on vintage Tascam 8-track tapes. And yeah, it's an art piece. It is about finding what country music means to you. The thesis line is from the song The Ballad of the Urban Cowboys. You know him. He writes songs about Marlboro Reds, but he doesn't own boots for work and just for show. That is sort of and that is a self-dig. At the time I wrote the album, I did not have a blue-collar job. I was not working with my hands. But I have a landscaping job now. I actually really like it. I like digging holes and moving mulch, which people are like, you're not going to like it in the summer. I'm like, man, like, I don't think you understand. Like, my shovel doesn't get mad at me when I tell it it can't go to the bathroom, like, the shovels don't talk back. Like, the mulch bags break sometimes. Oh, no. I'm making $25 an hour to dig holes. Like, I'll take it. I'm going to sing my most popular song. I did this one with a guy from a band called Mother Ghost.
It was great to meet you.
Nice to meet you. This song is called Prodigal Brother. And the story goes, I was on a sick bender one time, and I drove into Dallas to see my brother and his wife. And we had a great time that night. Drinking and partying and, loving life and stuff. And then that morning, like all good brothers do, my brother woke me up at 7 a.m. and delivered me to black coffee in a Waffle House booth to sober me up. And because I had been talking crazy all night. And I had to write a song about it. And it's really funny because that song started to gain traction 2 days after I dropped my new single. And I was like, Nate, come on, man. This is the me show. But I don't know. The story's in the song. I like writing songs about Waffle House too. This song came to be. I was trying to learn how to play Lady May by Tyler Childers. So that's where this one comes from. To my music nerds in the background, it's in 10/4. The cell has 10 beats. It's an 8 with a 2. It has a hey ya measure, like the Outkast song. The chuck it
Yeah.
is a it has a like a it's in 7 or something like that. Anyways. Mama told me that you were doing fine, not in any way that I'd believe. Are you drunk on a concrete curb right now? Are you high in a town that I ain't seen? Stopped wondering if you're safe and sound. Everybody said they knew better than me. You joke all the time about wanting to die, and everyone here's laughing but me. Will I see you this summer? Are you on the road again? Will my prodigal brother settle down? Well, Dad told me that you were doing fine. You ain't been round in a long, long time. Couldn't tell you that you ain't on my mind. You tell me that's a goddamn lie. Can't help thinking you should just slow down. Can't help knowing that you're burning out. You joke all the time about wanting to die, and everyone he's laughing but me. Will I see you this summer? Are you on the road again? Will my prodigal brother settle down? Sober you up at a Waffle House. Listen to you tell me shit's not so sweet. Do my best to clear your mind. Feel a little pain before you leave. You can lie to them, but you can't lie to me. Prodigal brother, won't you catch some sleep? You joke all the time about wanting to die, and everyone here's laughing but me. Will I see you this summer? Are you on the road again? Will my prodigal brother settle down? Sober you up at a Waffle House. Listen to you tell me shit's not so sweet.
Dude, if that ain't country music, I don't know what is.
Thank you.
That's-
Can I do more?
that's-
Are we running on time?
That's
How we doing?
amazing, Bozo.
So you said earlier it was like classic sound.
I've been waiting to work all these things in.
The A is for amazing. You mentioned earlier. I've been trying to work that one into conversation. You mentioned that it's a classic sound with modern lyrics. I think kind of that hit the nail on the head. That's so. One of my big influences is actually a Midwest emo band called Modern Baseball. And what's surprising is some of their songs, like if you squint and go like this enough, and you can like talk yourself into them being country songs, but they're not country songs. They're making alternative music. But the way that the two guys that write the songs, their lyricism, is something that I like started with. I started like, okay, like it is very honest, open. They interject lines. One of my favorite is, what do you call someone that calls you out on DIY ethics you don't embody as they drain their dad and mommy's monthly data plans? An asshole with an iPhone. Like they write stuff. So country songs have punchlines. It's like a very common thing. Even the saddest country song ever that you can think of, If Drinking Don't Kill Me, Her Memory Will. Even songs like that have punchlines. There's a joke somewhere. And not all jokes are funny. Not all jokes are meant to be funny. But in country music, there is always a gotcha. There's always a line that like, you're like, and if it's a joke song, there's a serious lyric. There's a serious side to it. So I took that, because somebody gave me advice once. They said, if you're trying to do something original, don't look inside the medium that you're working on. See, if you're making a film, read a book. If you're reading a book, watch a film. If you're writing a song, read poetry. So I kind of applied that to genre. I looked else. I tried to. Willie Nelson has already written all of the songs that there are to write. Okay, Waylon Live is like a 3-hour long set, and like 6 of those songs are "Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys" with different words. Not hating, by the way. Love Waylon, big Waylon fan. In country music, like I was like, okay, like I'm gonna try, and so "Leave Me Alone, I'm Drinking," that is like me, like, okay, like let me make sure I'm not lying to these people. Let me write something that is specifically like in the genre, like interacting with the genre, interacting with the classic sound, so that I'm not just calling it country and it's not country. That was one of the fears when I started the band. I told everybody I wrote all these country songs. Are they actually country songs? Did I actually like... So when we're in the studio, me and Marina... Now, you can imitate this as much as you want, but you can't do this unless your girlfriend is one of... I don't know any other women that are producing country music but than her, but she is my girlfriend, and she's my producer. So the last thing we do before the master goes out is we two-step to it. I don't... There's no better way of knowing if it's like a country dancing tune if you two-step to it. So like we two-step to it, and I'm like, okay, let's send this out. The guys in my band too all study different sides of country music than me, and so there's like a marketplace of ideas. My drummer is like my drummer and I met at music school in college. He's like mega nerd. He's from like an improvisational orchestral jazz band, and then it's like, Paul, please be my drummer. And he's like, fine.
I always tell people in the dance hall, man, every song's a two-step.
Yeah.
Every song is a two-step.
I don't know how to waltz. I'm sure waltzing is easy.
But honestly, like the slide off, the first song you played that was like the paycheck, that's close to a waltz, right?
Yeah.
Is that a waltz?
I don't know. I've never personally like waltzed. We two-stepped to it. We did the 1-2 back, 1-2 back. And on a song that's in 3, you loop around on the measure when it gets to 12, and if it's in 4, you loop around on the measure when it hits 12 again also. Which is probably like way too much thinking for the honky tonk. Just have a beer and dance, man, and shut up. Like,
dude, we don't do math in my honky tonk, man.
My mom was like, she's like, you think about this way too much. I'm like, no, Mom, if I don't think about it, somebody's gonna ask me a question, I won't have an answer. And like, nobody cares. They're like, is this a country song? Well, it sounds like a country song. If it looks like a country song, it sounds like a country song. It is a country song. I have like broad opinions though. Like country music's been around for a while. So like the definition of what a country song is like very broad. So it kind of irks me when like people gatekeeper, they're like, oh, like that's not country. Country is square-toed boots and National Wash jeans. And other people are like, no, country is cowboys wore pointed toe boots and embroidered shirts. And then other people are like, well, you know, the minute crown is popular now. That's what the bull riders are wearing, and everybody's like, me.
Just do you, man.
Yeah, dude, like just do you.
Just do you.
By the way, I know that you work with the or you work with PBR, right?
Yeah.
Dude, currently Dream Show right now is local rodeos. We went to the Galveston County Rodeo to see Braxton Keith. Like currently, like Dream Show would be that circuit. Like as a band, like I want to go play the rodeos, like Montgomery County. If Cut and Shoot Texas had a rodeo,
They should have a rodeo.
I would go play a rodeo in Cut and Shoot Texas. Like you.
I used to date sisters in Cut and Shoot. That's a true story. That's a true story.
I cannot think of a worse thing to do in Cut and Shoot Texas, man. Anywhere.
I'm still friends with their mom, so I'm not going to say anything else.
Like, I want to play places like Canyon, like, you know, it'd be cool to play Green Hall, but maybe that's a little big for my britches at the moment. That's
Dude, you got to come play my bar, Henry's Hideout in Plantersville. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
It's the horniest place in Texas. It's the second oldest dance hall behind Green.
Okay.
It's got the oldest hardwoods in the Republic.
I'm sold.
Green's had some work done on theirs. Ours have been in there since 1937. It is literally like walking into Urban Cowboy. The Gillies used to own it.
Oh.
Yep. Mickey and his son Keith.
I see. I feel like the Gillies in Dallas is like that's too Dallas.
That's not Gillies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, I'm from Dallas, but that's not. And the one in Vegas isn't. And they have some in Canada and shit, but and Henry's was never a Gillies bar. It was just owned by Gillies.
Oh, cool.
But that I think says more than anything is that after he had Gillies, he went and got Henry's.
Yeah, I would.
You should come play there.
I would love to play. Anyway, I have played house shows. I got started doing all of this in the alternative scene because I was wearing a crazy costume. And the alternative scene were the only people that would let me on stage. They, you know, sometimes the sell is it's a little bit of a hard sell for some people. I was actually expecting you to be a hard sell when I reached out to you.
And I literally responded 10 minutes later, like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, he asked me the other, we were running interview questions, and he was like, one of them was, what's a recent milestone? This is like the big milestone, the new music in this, like, those are the big recent milestones. Is that like my band is recording, and I've really kind of like up to the ante on what the sound that we're putting out, and I'm on the radio. This is cool. This is so dope. Yeah, I want to play you another song. Yeah,
I want you to play me one more too, but I do have some questions. Because I want to know, I mean, I think we kind of just alluded to it there, but the next chapter for you is releasing this new music that you've kind of been working towards, that is kind of where your sound has changed, you've evolved a little bit, right?
So we're re-recording the old ones, the favorites. So so all of the recordings that I have from the Ballad of the Urban Cowboy are solo acoustic. And when we started the band, like it transformed songs that I didn't like anymore. Because I'd listened to that recording so many times, and I was just like, I don't like this. My band, Paul, Ian, Kyle, they took these songs that I'd written, they made them country songs. They turned music that I was saying was country, they turned it into country music. They crafted it with me. They put care and work into it. The same care and work that Marina put into recording it, they put into writing their parts and studying the genre and everything that the dream come true as a band. I don't think I struck gold, but so the next EP, which nobody knows this except you, you're finding this out. So the next EP is going to be called "We've Got to Get Famous," and it's the 2 singles that we just put out, and then I'll be re-recording 3 songs with the full band from the album that are crowd favorites that are honky tonky. The next one is called Urban Cowboy Shouldn't Rodeo, which will be 5 songs that are more the alternative sound, that are more of our, somebody called us Southern Rock the other day, because we kind of touch in everything. So those are a little bit closer to the Eagles.
I would like to call it emo country gospel.
Okay, I'm down with that, yeah.
Yeah.
So, somebody last
Put
night
that on a
me,
t-shirt,
They
dude.
were like, stop calling it emo country, man. Country has always been emo. And I was like, You've never made a TikTok or put a song out, man. Like, you don't understand that I am targeting an audience.
I'm working here.
Yeah. And you've had like 5 beers. Why do I have to explain this to you right now?
You don't have to explain shit.
I always feel like I have to explain myself to people.
But see, you don't. The older you get, the more you learn that. The less fucks you actually really do have.
Oh, I give so many.
Yeah.
I pretend to not give any. I'm like, I was crashing out over my hair looked coming in here. And Marion was like, dude, you look fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then what? Ask the question.
No, I'm not. I have no great questions.
No, I was looking at him. What are you?
Oh.
Okay, cool. No, so the idea. So Marina told me that like radio stations, like, you need to send them the EP, really, and then they'll pick. So like the idea is to like instead of like waiting a year to put an album out, like we're just gonna roll like these kind of short form like 5-song EPs out. We're gonna roll them out, have them be quality, bite size, on theme, move to the next one.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people are doing that now, especially like if you don't have a major record deal, and someone really continuing to funnel capital your way, and push it and inflate your shit. It's like it doesn't even make sense to really. It makes sense to do 1 song or 2 songs at a time, or small EPs if you want to put out a collection, to have something to sell at a show or whatever. But I think we are in the era of singles, which is weird because going back to someone like you, a mind like yours, like I kind of feel like you're into the art side of it, which is making the entire album and giving, the listeners the full presentation, right?
Yeah.
So it's I guess that might be a little difficult for you maybe sometimes, right? To just, it's like, which one do I pick? And
so it was that conversation. It was, which one do I pick? Is Urban Cowboy Shouldn't Rodeo, which is its own song, by the way, which is a recent song that Ryan and I wrote together. Well, sorry, the first verse is a rant that Ryan did at me, and then I just copied and pasted it out of the Instagram group chat into my notes app, and it's a song now. It was its own song, and then there's the re-recordings, and then do we want to recut the whole album? There was like this question, and then Marina goes, well, you can just do EPs, like 5 songs, like you could have that out by September. I don't want to wait around a year. I also, so like I do the internet thing pretty decently. I want to keep that rolling. I want to keep finding people in other countries that I want to, my goal is Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana. I want to be, when somebody comes from out of town and books one of those places, I want to be one of the names. An immediate goal is that I want to be somebody that they're like, oh, like we need the Amazing Bozo on this bill, the grand goal would be Songwriters Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's what Johnny Cash is in both of them. I think that would be enough. I would reach that and I would say, okay, I've achieved my goal.
Take me to Waffle House.
Yeah, take me to Waffle House. Everything or nothing at all.
Yeah.
Burn the ships, go big or go home. But right now, like, I want to be known as a Texas country singer, a Texas country artist.
Let me ask you right here. I'd ask everybody that comes on the show this. What does it mean to you, Bozo, to be an artist that represents country music in Texas here in the Lone Star State?
So, with the broad history of country music and where country music has come from, which is not always Texas, it has come from all over the country. It has come from all over the states. It's all walks of life. It lives here. The spirit of it lives here. Texas is the home. It makes me sad when big country artists like book tours and they don't do shows. They don't do like 3 shows in Texas. They do like a Dallas show and then they fly out. Or they do awesome. Like I want them to come to Houston. I want them to book a local Houston band, even if it's not me. Like to me, it means taking this true spirit of where country music became what it is here. It means like carrying the torch. There's, songs like I Don't Think Hank Done It That Way. That's about going to Nashville and figuring out, like, hey, you guys this is different. Like, I don't think Hank done it that way. Who's going to fill their shoes? It means being a highwayman. It means looking back to look forward. It means finding, it means wearing your influences on your sleeve. It means dressing, do it all. To me, it represents taking part in an old musical tradition that is as American as cherry pie and baseball. To me, it is important as a Texan to engage with country music because of what it means to Texans. It is, to me, I see it as like walking in. I'm chasing what Towns had and Blaze Foley, like those two guys as songwriters, like what they tapped into as songwriters, like it's to speak to the everyman, from people living in $1 trillion apartments in downtown Houston to Joe Blow Schmo that just got done at the feed lot in Odessa, or blink and you'll miss it, West Texas. Like to write a song that those people will like, that those people will look at and say, I can relate to this. And I don't know,
I at certain points, I think I think that answer was great. And the couple of different moments when you were talking, I got goosebumps because it's, it is about carrying the torch. And it is, for me, say what you want, man. I'm about as Texan as they get, but it is important if you're going to live here to know the history. And when I was younger, I didn't really get it. My dad was always trying to tell me about Texas. Every time we'd be on a highway, we would stop at, the marker signs, right? And he would get out and show me and read it to me. And
we didn't get that much. The old man would point.
Right.
And the old man would point out the window, and you would get the blurb on it. And if you didn't see it as we drove past, you didn't get to know what had happened in Texas history at that spot. Because wherever we was going was 3 miles down the road, 3 hours down the road. And, my old man doesn't stop and sip the gas,
My dad always wanted to smoke a cigarette or a joint. So, we stopped on the side of the road quite a bit. I love that, man. Bozo, when is the next, do you have a date for this release?
We are looking September, November.
Okay, you mentioned that earlier.
We're going to craft it. We're going to make it good. The songs that we're re-recording are ones that I care a lot about. We're going to re-record Cry Baby, which I can sing you if you want to hear. Cry Baby is a throwaway that was just meant to go on the album and sound like a country song. It is probably my most heartfelt song that I've ever written. It is also everybody's favorite song. That's the song they like. People would be like, Josh, I'm going to be mad if you don't sing Cry Baby today. She suggested Cry Baby. It's about being broke. And I think it's something, I want to finish with that one if that's okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're going to do Cry Baby. We're going to do Too Much Emo, Not Enough Country. Oh, that one actually might go on the next one. We're definitely doing a song in the key of Willie and Waylon, which is a song in the same key as Mamas Don't Let Your Babes Grow Up to Be Cowboys.
So between now and September, this winter, whenever it is, September, November, where can people see you? You mentioned the Continental Club earlier. You play there a lot or what?
When is this going out?
So this is going to air on the radio on Sunday.
Okay, cool. June, you can find all my stuff on Instagram at The Amazing Bozo. I'm playing Dan Electro's June 14th.
Love that place. Great little honky tonk spot.
I'm playing with Chris Seymour.
I love him. He's coming on the show here soon.
He has given me a lot of great advice.
He's a good dude.
I yap his ear off every chance I can get. He's giving me some really great advice. I really look up to him, especially as somebody older in the scene that is like doing things that I want to do, doing it the way I want to do them. Like I look up to him. So I'm playing with Chris Seymour June 14th.
At Dan Electro's?
At Dan Electro's. Yeah.
Very cool. What day of the week is that on?
I think it's a Saturday.
Wow.
It's a Saturday.
I
yeah.
can never
We're
go
doing-
on Saturdays or Sundays.
Wit and Wingo is maybe it's the 12th. It's on my Instagram.
Or just kidding. I think I'm thinking July. Wait,
Right.
July.
Okay. There's also July. Dude, I should have written these down. June 14th. June 14th.
Okay.
That's the next one coming out. And that's an important show to me because I have been bothering Chris about doing a show together for a long time. And he finally has relented and asked me to be on a bill with him. I bother the crap out of that guy. And because, I used to book people and I would try to get him on my shows. I didn't understand things like draw or like scarcity principles or like not advertising or the fact that your friends don't want to come out to a show every single weekend. They're more likely to come out to a show once every 2 weeks, like that's, that just is what it is,
Yeah, I love that, man. I love Chris, and I do feel like he's one of those guys that, has been doing it for a long time. He's a real highwayman, and I would love what he's doing in Houston proper for country music, inside the loop. Really, it's different. It's different because it hasn't been done in so long, right? So it feels different, but it's just good that somebody else is carrying that torch.
He also I found this out about him recently. He's really big on, I'll give you this piece of advice. You tell me something that you learned. And we don't need to nobody needs to run around pay for my class. There's a free marketplace of ideals going on in the Houston Honky Tonk Society, which is Houston's country western. I don't know what you call it, social club, whatever.
Yeah,
But
it's a
they put on
social club.
shows.
Yeah, social club. I like that. I got the T-shirt, man.
I don't have a T-shirt yet. They're never selling the T-shirts when I'm there, or else I'm at the bar getting beers, not looking at T-shirts. It's so likely the place for me to be. No, I love the Honky Tonk Society. They're very welcoming. Okay, this is Crybaby. I'm going to back up from the microphone a little bit.
Okay.
It's kind of a loud one. That's a Katie on it. This is Crybaby. No one wants to know how bad I feel. No one wants to know how hard I try. No one wants to know what happens next. No one wants to know where this ends. Cry, baby, you ain't had work lately. You ain't got any money to your daddy's name. Cry, baby, you'll say, kill me, maybe, to a crowd that simply just won't respond. Worry about everything, nothing at all. Ask a million questions and get not one answer call. Prodigal son with the southern drawl. Not one me maybe to a crowd that simply just won't respond. Mama never warned you there'd be bad times ahead. Mama never warned you you'd miss sleeping in your bed. Mama always warned you to heed your daddy's words. Mama never warned you you'd be carrying a curse. Cry, baby, you ain't had work lately. You ain't got any money to your daddy's name. Cry, baby, you'll say, kill me maybe to a crowd that simply just won't respond. Cry, 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 baby, cry, baby. That's Cry Baby. That one, you have to stream the EP to get that one. The full band version of that one. There is a solo band version of that one on my a solo acoustic version of that on my album, The Ballad of the Urban Cowboy.